Welcome, everybody, to another edition of WCW 2005 here on TEW 2020. As we're continuing on the road to Starrcade, we have this week and the next week, and then a preview, and then it's Starrcade. So let's get rolling as we start out with the music of Kanyon hitting to a big pop as he comes out, to the crowd here in El Paso, Texas, and he takes the mic and basically puts over the crowd and says, Alex Wright, he wants to take it up to the next level. He wants to rise in the sport, and I totally understand that. Matter of fact, I used to be the same way. I was so desperate. I was candy cuttering people all around. I joined the Horsemen, and I did whatever I could to believe that I could rise to the top, that I could become the world champion. And I did it. But I learned better. And now I'm here on my own to say, right, if you want to make you name it yourself by beating me, that's no problem. So, that's Wonderbar. Want to fight? We can have a fight at Starrcade. We're going to be reminded why nobody's better than, and then Q Oxford. He comes in and he has a cocky smirk, says, "You changed? Is that what you call it? No, I call it losing your edge, becoming soft, becoming weak. Acceding to these morons' demands. And that, Kanyon, is why I will beat you at Starrcade, and I will make a statement by defeating a former world champion, a former Starrcade main eventer. And I prove I am best Wonderbar, or I'm the best wrestler in the business today." Kanyon fires back and says, "Lose my edge? Come on." I call it actually getting my head on straight. You see, there's a difference between wanting to be at the top and wanting to step on anyone to get there. One builds a legacy, another just makes you a footnote. And Wright fires back, "Footnote? No. You're the footnote, Kanyon. A footnote on the career of Das Wonderbar. I'll have you know that beating you at Starrcade is going to be the highlight of my already impressive career so far, before I become world champion, and how everyone will be talking about how I am the future of WCW." Kanyon's like, "Fine, you want to do your best?" And then, as Wright is about to respond, he says, "Eddie Guerrero's makes the music hit," and he gets basically a huge mix pop because it's Eddie Guerrero in El Paso, and Eddie says something about, hey, so into this little telenova you've got here. But if we're talking about Starrcade and making statements, then we have to talk about Eddie Guerrero. And again, big pop mixed, and, Kanyon makes the note, "Eddie, you're not even in our match, so what are you talking about?" "Well, I want to give the people what they want, Holmes. And what they want to see is Eddie Guerrero and Guerrero having values in that main event tonight." And Kanyon's like, "Hey, you want a Starrcade rematch? Fine." And Eddie's like, No. You see, I gotta teach you to listen to a kid at Starrcade. And as fun as it would be to kick your ass again, Kanyon, I'm not sure I can risk it in a singles match. But if that punk kid wants to team up and lose to you, while I team up with Wright tonight, that's fine by me. And, Evans comes down to basically, comes down and has a stare down with Eddie before taking Mike, says, "Eddie, I know tonight I'm going to be up a steep hill trying to take on a Guerrero in El Paso. But I'm willing to team with a former world champion to take on you and Wright without an issue. So if you're ready to go to war, if you're ready to have a fight tonight, then I'm happy to do it." Everybody agrees, and we've got a big tag team match today. A big Starrcade preview, which also, let's just also preview that. Let's pre-book some matches. Actually, all right, so first we got Alex Wright versus Kanyon. And there we go, and Evans Guerrero's already made. So this got a 93. Good stuff, it's, two great guys on the mic, one decent guy in the back, and, well, Jack Evans. That's 93 isn't bad at all. And then we have our opening contest tonight, which is a triple threat match, which is basically a Highwire Havoc, basically qualification match, as Matt Sydal takes on Jerry Lynn and Deca. And, it is what you expect. You're, everybody flying around, getting his kicks, Lynn doing some, veteran brawling and trying to take advantage. Eventually, Sydal takes advantage. Lynn goes for the cradle pile driver. Sydal basically, backdrops out of it, hits a big move to, knock Lynn out of the ring, avoids a kick, hits a few big moves, goes up top, shooting star press, 1, 2, 3, and order of the match is Matt Sydal here on Nitro. This gets a 51, Sydal gets a 67, Havoc gets a 58, Lynn gets a 51. Again, ding because of the pre-show, workers note, what can you do? Again, we're just building the Cruiser division up here. Good stuff, nothing too special. Sydal celebrates to a 44. Fun stuff. And then we cut backstage where Jeremy Rash is with your World Tag Team Champions, Ninko. She asked him again about the Tag Turmoil qualifying matches, and people have already qualified it. And, Gatekeeper basically, he says, how many times do I have to explain it to you, Rash? I don't care who's in the Tag Team Turmoil. And KO will come out successful and still a champion because of the best tag team on the planet. Yan can fly around with the best of them and KO anybody who gets in the ring against him. Because we have the backing and we have the skill. We are KO and we are dominance for a reason. 78, decent promo, again building up the Tag Turmoil match as we move forward. To a fun little segment, as basically what happens here is, Osei and Skipper come out, and instead of just by themselves, they actually have a few lovely ladies with them. And, Osei says, I know how to do business as a prince. What I fear is find some of the finest Ghanaian women in the world. I'm here to have a simple proposition for Ric Flair. You're the dirtiest player in the game for a reason. You're the nature boy. And if you're still a 60-minute man, come out and take these women as a simple offer of grace, and then have your tag team walk away, so me and Elix can qualify for the tag team promo. Nature Boy comes on and says, you're damn right, I'm the Nature Boy. I'm Slick Rick, and diamonds are forever. So I'll be happy to style and profile these lovely ladies all night long. And then, Flair, sort of like, go to the ring with the women. And then he, basically turns around. So the bank says, Claudio, Blaster, you know what to do. And they attack Osei and Skipper, and the match is on. So there we go. Yeah, because baby faces are supposed to be smart. 59, decent stuff actually, everybody here is involved. But still, fun stuff. And the match is, I don't want to say a complete squash here, as Osei and Skipper get their spots in. Osei gets to be a little bit of a sneaky heel. Skipper gets to fly around a bit. Imagine like Claudio and him can have a fun little segment in the middle of actual wrestling. Claudio doing some of his flipping around with, probably hits the, not the UFO, the giant swing on him. But, eventually, Skipper and Osei get a little bit of a heel heat segment on Claudio. Claudio eventually hits a big, suplex on Skipper, getting advantage. Tag and Blaster. Blaster kills people. He hits his Dominator on Skipper. And in about 9 minutes, Evolution are in Tag Team Turmoil. This gets a 62. Claudio gets a 59. Blaster gets a 37. Osei gets a 57. Skipper gets a 58. Fun stuff. And then, of course, Evolution celebrate afterwards, along with the lovely ladies. And this gets a 68, because Ric Flair celebrating mostly. Then we have a backstage statement where Jordan Barash is with the Roberts. And, basically Tracy Roberts says, all I've heard over the past week is people asking me, what about Highwire Havoc? What about Highwire Havoc? How is Reckless going to survive Highwire Havoc? And I'm going to tell you this right now. The same way he's survived everything else, by being the most skilled wrestler in the match. You think he hasn't been in ladder matches? You think he hasn't had to fly around? You think this is a little different just because he's at he has to climb up a wire instead of a ladder? Put whoever in the ring. Sydal, Romeo, even Aries. And my brother will still walk out. You're still your Cruiserweight champion. So 52, again, continuing the, build up to the Highwire Havoc match here. And then we have a fun little segment here. And again, I'm not really going to go over it much because it's basically like sort of the same arguments stuff we have at Overearth. So basically, we're part of the Hype Boys. Basically, we have Chosen Few and maybe pieces, backstage arguing about the brawl. Everybody's fighting, and a few things are made here. So basically, Jarrett, Anderson calls out Jarrett, saying if you think he's the leader of Chosen Few, come fight the real Chosen One, Ken Anderson, as he proved at Starrcade. He is a man on a rocket ship up to the top of WCW. Jarrett agrees. Jindrak's, mocks Tricia says don't want her match. Tricia says no. Paul London can kick your ass at Starrcade, and I'm happy for him to do that. Play, whatever Tricia says, more charismatically like that. And then, as everybody leaves, Bischoff, says, actually, I want to talk to O'Haire for a second. And basically, Bischoff says, at Starrcade, there's going to be a couple of cross-brand matches. And the first cross-brand match is going to be a match between the next contender to the World Championship, whoever it is after Starrcade. So, regardless of where you get drafted to, if you get in the match, you win. And, O'Haire's fight was like, I'm always up for competition, so who do I have to, deliver the Future Shock to at Starrcade? And Bischoff's like, hey, Teddy hasn't told me, he just told me he has somebody. And then, the truth comes in, as he says, basically, nothing personal, O'Haire, but I was just US champion, and I think I deserve to be in the match. And then in comes Chosen Few, like, say, ooh, they're going to fight, breakups, and O'Haire's like, no, if Bischoff believes O'Haire, truth deserves it more, I'm happy to step out for another competitor if you truly think he's better. And Bischoff's like, actually, what I think would be interesting is for both of you to be in that match. And, Bischoff, and, O'Haire's like, what do you think Teddy says? And Tricia's like, don't worry, I'll talk to Teddy and smooth it out. So there we go. We have an official match for Starrcade, Anderson versus Jarrett, and also a setup for at least one cross-brand match, as will be a number one contendership match at the moment, including Sean O'Haire and The Truth. So there we go. 99, because all these guys are great. And then we have a backstage segment where, where I ask them, if they're ready to team together. And, Alex Wright says, Eddie is one of the few wrestlers on the roster they still has respect for, because he's reached out and gotten what he needed to. But tonight is about proving he is us Wonder Bar, and if Eddie wants to show up for his El Paso fan base, that's fine, but he has to remember what the goal is. And he's like, Holmes, it doesn't matter whether I'm El Paso, Elmira, Erie, I'm sure there's another E-C name, but I forget it. I'm a Guerrero, and Guerrero always puts in 1%. So, Osei, don't worry about me tonight. So, 85, quick little promo. We just sort of like to build things up for the match later on. And then we have Goldberg killing Mike Awesome in a little over 7 minutes with the jackhammer. Let's only get to 70 because it only goes 7 minutes. And you probably have some questions on why, why it only went 7 minutes and why Awesome sort of got squashed. Well, anyway, Goldberg gets a 94. Awesome gets an 85. Was this just, short math? Okay. I thought maybe did I look Goldberg be dominant? No. Okay. He should have got bonus. Okay, I guess that didn't outlay the short match. Anyway. As Goldberg is celebrating, he's in the ring when Shane Helms music hits and he comes up to the top of the ramp. And before Helms can even say anything, like Goldberg's like, Shane, what are you out here to do again? Come on. We already have the match set up for Starrcade. You attacked me, you set it up. Who are you? You can come out here and talk about how you're the greatest Union champion of all time again? Or maybe complain about how you used to be world champion, but you unfairly lost and never got a shot. So, come on. Give me your spiel so we can move on, and I can kick your ass in a few weeks. And Shane's like, is this all a joke to you for Goldberg? I get it. I'm not as big as you. I'm not some big tough guy like Awesome you just took out. And you think I'm nothing without Tomko. But here's the reality. Bill, can I call you Bill? Let me make something clear. You're sitting in that ring because it was decided you were going to be sitting in that ring a long time ago. Because while you're out here, becoming a sensation overnight, being on magazine covers, main events of pay-per-views, being paid so much money that it's unbelievable. You know what I was doing in this business? I was scratching, clawing, wrestling in front of a bunch of rednecks in North Carolina getting paid peanuts. Barely getting signed by WCW, and then being told, oh, hey, be part of this fun idea. We're all part of a boy band. I'm not a goddamn dancer. I'm a wrestler. But I was dancing like a fool for a single shot because I knew that was my way in. As in the shadows, well, guys like you got all the opportunities, all the accolades. I had to build myself up, reinvent myself, just get noticed, and destroy every legend out there, including guys who aren't even this company anymore and who aren't talked about anymore. So yeah, I rose up. When I finally got that world championship, when I finally stood at the top of the mountain, I still wasn't the man in this company. It was still you, Goldberg. It was you still being in routine appearances. It was still you being sent out for talk shows. Well, I had the world championship. Well, I was supposed to number one guy in this business. And now you're here, trying to take my spotlight once again. There's another obstacle, another glass ceiling, trying to keep me down. Tired of taking people like you taking what I've earned. And yeah, I talk about being the greatest champion of all time a lot. That's because every single night I proved I was the best. Every single night. And Goldberg, you've never been the best. So, a little bit of a shoot promo here, but then Goldberg fires back. You know, Shane, that's a good rant, and I'm sure there'll be people out in the audience and maybe clicky-clacky on the internet talking about how much a brave soul you are. But, you know, you speak of hardship. Like you're the only one who had to fight to get here. Well, here's reality. Life ain't easy for any of us, even a big lunkhead like me. Check out wrestling in North Carolina in front of rednecks and for peanuts. You have an idea how I started? I had a dream to be the NFL, a dream that shattered along with my knee. Don't talk to me about hardship. I walked into WCW power plant with zero wrestling experience. Zero. Not a damn match. And they beat the crap out of me trying to make me quit because they told me that I didn't belong to this business. I endured every single day. And then one day, I'm told, come on to Nitro, you got a match. No videos, no fanfare, no build-up, no anything. Just me and black tights. But you know what happened? Every single week, I came out here and I did it again and again and again, and these people began chanting. Cue the Goldberg chants. So yeah, maybe did I get a foot in gear because I'm this? But I had to prove it every single week. I was kicking ass and taking names, and that's how I became the man. And even a few years ago, when FuseNet bought this company, you know, I had a lot of people in this business telling me, get your contract bought out, go up north to Sanford, take the big money, take the big checks. But no, I stayed. I fought. Because I knew this is the best wrestling company in the world, and it's where I want to be the man. So you want to know about your spotlight, about your dues, about being taking what you've earned? Then fine. Get in this ring. Take it from me. Because at Starrcade, you're going to find out exactly why I've been the face of this company, why the people chant my name. You want to make a statement? Make it through me, Helms. Because Shane Helms, at Starrcade, you're next. So there you go, 99. Really good stuff, actually. And yeah, again, here's the thing. In general, I don't love shoot promos. But I think this was like work shoot enough and it sort of made sense. And Helms is such a good heel, at least in this universe, that most of the fans can remember. This is still a fan base that isn't, like, honestly filled with people who currently go to EW shows, like what happened to WWE big shows in the late 2010s. So even, like, you know. Anyway, 99, and there we go. And then we have a fun little backstage, which only gets to 36, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, this is what I get for writing these people and acting. And basically we have a little, like, basically confrontation between everybody involved. You know, we have, you know, Roberts being, like, interrupted by Aries says, Reckless, we're teammates. But now, you're going to be in that room with Double A. And I don't care what your sister tries or what you try. I'm walking out that Cruiserweight champion. And then we have Mac Shane saying, I'm new here, but guess what? I've taken risk all my life. And Starrcade is going to be another risk. I'm happy to risk it to become Cruiserweight Champion. And then Sydal gives him, hey, nothing personal, but I fought these guys before, and I'll fight them again, and I'll prove I'm going to be the Cruiserweight Champion again. So we have a little stare-off, and they're just sort of setting up the Highwire Havoc. And then we have a fun little segment here, as basically Ray Leppan comes down to the ring on his own, and he says, I want to talk about a true tragedy, a true dark moment in this sport. You see, last week, my partner, Tank Chola, in the 60-man WCW, hurt a muscle in his body, and he's now will be out for over a month. And he's not eligible to wrestle, and as a result, I have to take him out of Tag Team Morale. But this is a moment for the international incidents of WCW, the most talented international wrestler in this company, to make a statement. So I, Ray Leppan, calls out anybody in the back so I can make a statement, get my way onto the Starrcade card. And then cue Brother Ray's music to a big pop as he sort of like comes in and just, tackles Ray Leppan, and the match is on. This gets a 78. And the actual match, oh, holy crap. Okay. Yeah, this didn't have a, right? This did not have a, this could have been like a 90 plus. Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is actually a shockingly good match. Like, this is actually one of those matches where people are like, wait, was this good? I mean, I basically see this as like more, like, this is just a total complete brawl. Like, it's not set as well as brawl, but basically becomes that. As, like, Leppan just tries to survive and, like, tries to, like, knee shots, tackles, takedowns, and then, like, sort of, like, brawling back with Brother Ray, back and forth, until eventually Brother Ray just, like, takes him out, big diving shoulder block, lariat, power slam, power bomb, full Nelson bomb, just wrecks him. 1, 2, 3. 88, because Brother Ray got a friggin' 92, and Ray Leppan got a 75. Really good stuff here. And then post-match, Brother Ray takes his mic and says, Leppan, nothing personal. Well, a little bit personal. But I get out here because, damn it, Bischoff, I heard you talking to O'Hare and Truth, and you had to give me a damn reason why I'm not involved in our match at Starrcade. Bischoff kind of says, here's the deal, Brother Ray. Reality is, you lost that world title match at Bound for Glory. It was a hell of a match, and you put in a hell of an effort, but you lost. And I'm not in business of just throwing out, giving people chance after chance without earning it. And Brother Ray's like, okay, fine. Then what the hell am I doing at Starrcade? Well, I do have an offer for you. You see, I said there's going to be cross-brand matches, not match at Starrcade. And here's the other opportunity. There is going to be a draft as part of the first Nitro and first Revolution of 2006. But, unlike last year, there's a question of who's going to be the number one draft pick. And the powers that be have decided that at Starrcade, there will be a match between a Nitro wrestler and a Revolution wrestler, where the winner of the match gets the number one pick for his show. And, Brother Ray, I liked to have you be that guy for Nitro. You have a hell of a year making a name for yourself, and I'd like you to be the representative for Nitro at Starrcade against whoever Teddy Long puts up for Revolution. Brother Ray says, I'm going to be honest, Eric. I don't give a damn about you getting your number one pick or not. But it's a shot to make a statement on Starrcade. So I'm happy to go down to Houston and kick the ass of whoever Revolution picks. So there you go. The other match set up for Revolution is going to be Brother Ray versus somebody, and we'll have to see who that is. So that gets an 88. And then we have a Starrcade, Chuck Palumbo, AJ Styles. Well, AJ Styles fulfill his destiny in Houston, Texas by the pay-per-view Starrcade 70. We got our Starrcade recap, also getting 70, focusing on basically the whole thing with the women's division, ODB getting attacked, Tricia Skye stepping in, and then, Gail Kim and Alli Danger coming in attacking both teams. 70, good stuff. Then we have our main event, which, let's see here. Why? Holy shit, this did worse than, let's see here. Okay, I guess Alex Wright rolled badly for inconsistency, and Hudson rolled badly for his announcing, which is unfortunate. But okay, so I mean, this is still a very good match. Like, honestly, even with that, like, 93, 80, like, that still should have been like an 89 or 90. Oh well, should happen. What can you do? Anyway, moving on. So, like, this is sort of your very typical, like, build up to a pay-per-view tag match. So we have our spots where the two people involved with each other get in the ring and battle. We also have, like, the other, like, have Eddie, Kanyon, rematch of their long feud. Wright tries to take apart Evans, but Evan gets in a few shots. Evan gets to fly around. Eventually, Eddie actually hits his own big dive on Evans, and they start brawling to the back. And that distracts Kanyon just enough and the ref is also distracted for Wright to drop him with, gain advantage from behind. Eventually gets the single arm DDT on a chair. 1, 2, 3. Alex Wright gets the pin on Kanyon here at Nitro. And this gets an 85. Eddie gets a 90. Alex Wright gets a 81. Jack Evans gets a 92. And Kanyon gets a 96. So then post-match, Wright is celebrating. Kanyon is slowly getting up when Wright knocks him down from behind, and he picks him up, and he pulls him up, and boom, another single arm DDT on the chair. And then, he picks him up again, boom, another single arm DDT on the chair. So then, Kane is completely out. Wright goes out and gets ready for a concerto, and that's when WCW officials basically run in, break it apart, and make sure it doesn't happen. But, Wright has made a statement, taking out Kanyon here on Nitro. Overall, this gets a 91. Really good show. Again, carried by our segments here, but fun match stuff. That was Brother Ray Leppan match was unexpectedly good. And yeah, other stuff is just sort of building, tag team turmoil, Highwire Havoc, the other matches. Again, it's weird not like building up the main event here of Starrcade to all Nitro, but that's a Revolution match really. Yeah, moving forward. So we'll just see here. Hey, Tushi Tuni, he's a guy. Right, I always forget here. Okay, so if Finley got injured, I mean, he'll be fine. Crowbar and Matt Classic is a team. Sure. Oh no. Okay, interesting. Dragon Gate's almost out of money. That's very interesting considering what happened in real life. Okay. Okay. I'll have to think about like how that sets up the world. Anyway. R-Truth. R-Truth, my friend. Okay, so let's see here. Anything? Okay, yeah, nothing big happening. So Raw happened, so let's see what they did. We had Crowbar and Matt Classic defeat JC Daz and Carlito. Okay, that's a very weird match. Got a 56. Yeah, DDP and Sandman and Maven defeat Finley and the Outcast. We had Skyfall, Kayla, and Punk defeat Vischer and Strasser by DQ. We had Jericho defeat Charlie Haas in a 91. Ron Otterman defeat Kurt Angle. Molly Hall defeat Jamie Keys in a ladder match in 81. And a main event of Big Show and Rick Steiner. Oh, and they were in Japan. Okay, so this show that I just wrote over happened in Budokan. Okay. And yeah, ratings won't really make sense because they're not in the US, because this game can't understand that people don't care if a show is being taped in Japan if it's a Raw. Anyway, so yeah, that's Raw. We'll be back in just a second with Revolution. Welcome to Austin, Texas for a big Revolution. 10 days out basically from Starrcade, and we start with Teddy Long coming off the ring and saying, "Playa." Eric Bischoff sort of revealed a bit. That's okay. You see, because I'm happy to announce what's going on. At Starrcade, like he said, there's going to be a number one contenders match with whoever gets the win, or if they end up on getting the next world title shot. But here in Revolution, Playa, we don't hand those shots out. So tonight, at a big match, there's going to be a four-way match. And I would like to bring out all four of these men to let them know they're going to be in this big match. They'll have an opportunity of a lifetime. First, the man who almost won the World Championship at Bound for Glory, Paul London. Next up, London comes out to a big pop. Then one of the best wrestlers in the game today, Jamie Knoble. Comes Knoble to a big heel pop. Then a former world champion who's biting at the chance to get his chance for glory playa, Billy Kidman. Billy Kidman, comes out, big heel pop, sneers at London. Knoble and Kidman share luck. And finally, a man who says he wants an opportunity to prove he's the alpha male, Monty Brown. Out comes Monty Brown to basically heel pop, but kind of getting a face response, because, he's a big, tough guy who wrecks fools, so of course he's getting some response. Plus, tonight, you guys all get to make a statement. So go ahead and do that tonight. 84, good stuff. And then we have our little graphic for tonight's big main event, as WCW World Champion Chuck Palumbo will team up with WCW US Champion Magnificent Martin Drac and Rob Van Dam to take on AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio Jr., and WCW World Champion Ken Anderson. So let's get to 72 for the graphic, and move forward to our opening match, which was set up, of course, last week. This is what I basically expected. These guys are going all out. It's a Hardys, it's A&W, and basically they're just going all out right from the start of the match. We got flying around, we got fighting, we got brawling, we got double team moves, we got, near falls, we got big suplexes, we got, double super kicks, we got twists of face, we got side effects, we have 8 seconds rides, we got cannon songs, we got near falls after near falls, whole teams going after each other, just hit after hit after hit. And eventually things break down. Storm sends Matt to the outside. They start fighting. Jeff hits one of his big, running dives off a ring apron on the Storm. Harris gets involved. Harrison and Jeff start to fight. Jeff actually hits a big sort of modified whisper in the wind into the ringside barrier. Harris takes Matt down with a catatonic on the outside. The brawling continues, and eventually the ref calls for the bell, saying this is a double countout, which gets us an 89. Matt gets an 88, Jeff gets a 99, James Brown gets an 83, Chris Harris gets an 80. Awesome match, and of course, this is not over. And as the fight continues, towards the back and into the ringside area, back up the ramp, towards, in past the, entrance area, as, should basically put over what's obvious, this fight is far from over, as this gets an 83. And then cut backstage with, of course, the competitors tonight in tonight's big 6-man match. As you basically, they put over the big match tonight. As, AJ Styles says, 2 weeks, Starrcade. The stakes have never been higher. Chuck, you made the world champion tonight. I'm not going to show you that being at the top doesn't mean you're unstoppable or invincible. Starrcade is around the corner, and I plan to walk out the WC World Champion because I've called my shot. Tonight's a message. It's a preview. And Ray steps in and says, the reality is, tonight we all got our own battles. RVD, we're brothers, man. You turned your back, not just at me, but on every single of these fans, to side with that slime ball, Paul Heyman. And tonight's about sending you a message before Starrcade. And Kennerson says, these men with set inside tonight, I realize sometimes to get what you want, you need the help of an a-hole. I'm here to kick ass, take names, and stop them on whoever gets in front of me. Van Dam, Palumbo, Jindrak, whomever. I got a belt too, Mark. So don't get in my face. And then Styles says, Starrcade is the grand day of them all. But tonight, Revolution will be a showcase of why we're going to be the spotlight. Chuck, I hope you're ready because it's as real as it gets. And then Anderson finishes up. Tonight, you're just getting a match. You're getting experience, a glimpse into the future, and a damn good show, courtesy of Rey Mysterio Jr., AJ Styles, and of course, your WCW champion, Ken Anderson. And then Styles says, Ray says, Yaka, tonight we make a statement. AJ says that statement is be ready, because at Starrcade, we're coming. So 95, good promo, building up the 6-man match later tonight. And then we have that big 4-way match, as it's, basically, this is as you expect, Paul London is playing the pinball here, as it's 3 heels, 1 babyface, and basically, every time it looks like a heel, it's going to get the advantage. like one of the other heels get involved and there's a breakdown. So basically, like, as you imagine, like, it's an opening thing where everybody's just pounding up. Like, London is trying his best here, but he's at a stinking advantage as he just, basically eats a kid crusher, then like a pounce early. But, Monty goes for the pin, and of course, Kidman breaks it up. Kidman and Monty then fight for a little bit until Knoble, comes in, knocks them, both, out of the ring, goes after London. London gets a little bit of a comeback in. Knoble takes advantage, takes a couple big suplexes, and is about to lock in trail hitch when Monty Brown knocks him in, and then Brown, sends Knoble out of the ring, but he's going for the pounce. London actually gets out of the way, and, Monty goes out of the ring. Kidman comes in, slides in, attacking the knee, hits him up, kid crusher, but London actually blocks it. Kidman goes after again, actually nails the kid crusher, but then he gets tossed out of the ring. He actually goes for the pinfall, but London barely gets his foot up gets his foot on the rope. Kidman is upset, but then he gets tossed out of the ring by Monty, who's also drilled Knoble on the outside with a big alpha bomb. He comes in, London actually tries to fight him, but Monty Brown takes advantage. Kick, wham, boom, the pounce. Oh, right, no, sorry, that what happens here. So actually what happens, sorry, I probably forgot about this part. So, right, okay, sorry. Had a complete brain fart here. So, yeah, what happens here is Monty actually goes for the pouncing into Paul and gets out of the way. Kidman comes in, him and London fight for a bit. It looks like Kidman is actually getting the advantage. London's actually getting the advantage. But Magnificent Marching Jack comes out, and as London is climbing to the top, he shakes the ropes. Kidman comes off the top rope with a big top rope DDT, but then he gets wiped out by Monty. Monty waits for London to get up. Boom, pounce. 1, 2, 3. Monty is going to Starrcade to be part of a triple threat match against Sean O'Haire and The Truth, with the next World Championship shot on the line. This gets a 90, Braun gets an 87, Billy Kidman gets a 92, London gets a 93, Jamie Knoble gets an 80. And Monty Brown celebrates after the match to a 70. And then we have a backstage promo where Amy Weber is with Lizzie Dumas, Lexi James, and Desiree Dawkins. And Desiree, she asked Desiree, first, she asked why Desiree was there. And Lizzie says, I'm all about spotting talent. And this woman is talent. And she's shown herself that she can be part of Captivation. So tonight's going to be her debut as being a member of Captivation. And, Amy then asked, why did you ask for this match against, these 3 different women? None of them were teamed up. And she said, that's the damn point. We gotta show we're a well-oiled machine. Women like Celine Cartier, Nikki Ratcliffe, Angel Foxx. You're just women who will just turn on each other as quickly as you'll battle us. Because we're a team, and you're not. And Desiree says, Angel, you could have been part of this still. You walked out on Captivation, and now I've taken your place. 55, decent promo moving forward. And then we have the Hardys named you fighting backstage, catering, 2005, so maybe a women's locker room spot, who knows, maybe. But you just keep on fighting as this gets an 82, and we move forward. And then we go backstage where Billy Kidman is upset. He's in Teddy Long's office, and he's saying, Teddy, I'm a former world champion. I dominated this year on Revolution, and I will not hesitate to walk out. I'll go over to Bischoff and tell him to sign him, guarantee me a shot at Nitro. And he's like, player, fine, you lost, but you're talented. I'll give you that. So, at Starrcade, there's a match for the number 1 draft pick. So, player, you fight Brother Rey for that number 1 draft pick at Starrcade. And if you win, I'll guarantee you whatever you want next year right here on Revolution. Kidman agrees, and we got a match right here in 86. Good stuff. And then we have our 6-woman match, as this is actually really good. A lot better than I expected. And basically the story of the match here is actually the heels are sort of right. Dawkins is new to the team, but they actually work very well together. Quick tags, keep an advantage. And even though like the babyfaces, like, they're talented and they look like they're about to, gain the advantage through their skill, eventually there's some, miscommunication. Cartier wants to come in first, but Angel thinks she should come in first. He'll take advantage, but eventually, get back apart. And eventually, Cartier and Nikki Ratcliffe, of course, Cartier and Alexander, basically challenge, Social Scene for the women's tag titles, for a match soon. So they actually get in an argument on the outside, and they notice like Angel Foxx is, basically getting dominated. And eventually, Desiree Dawkins gets the pinfall over Angel Foxx. This gets a 74. Like Lizzie Dumas gets a 64. Lexi James gets a 60. Dawkins gets a 51. Ratcliffe gets a 55. Angel Foxx gets a 68, and Cartier gets a 74. And post match, basically, Cartier and Nikki Ratcliffe start approaching each other. And there to be a fight, and Angel Foxx tries to step in, and they basically actually push Angel Foxx away, and Angel Foxx basically looks upset at the whole thing, as even though she recently turned face after being turned on by the Captivation, it seems like she's still on her own, as this gets a 64. And then we have our backstage segment with the heels, which unfortunately get two bad rolls with RV and Palumbo. Still gets a 92 here, as basically, Magnus says, I'm in the main event tonight for a reason, because I'm the Magnificent One. And tonight, all of Revolution gets a shot to see my dominance. With two of the best in the game, we get team with the Magnificent One. And Palumbo sort of looks at Mr. Neck, says, dude, remember when we were thrillers? Anyway, I'm the world champion, and I got my old lady with me. And tonight, AJ. You think tonight's a message? I got a message for you too. You made it the phenomenal one, but your yellow brick road ends at Starrcade. And tonight's just going to be a preview of that. A preview of what you can walk away from if you're smart. But I know you're not. You're going to be trying to be the tough guy, the underdog, getting to the ring. You're going to get your ass kicked. And that's just going to and that's a guarantee. And then in comes Paul and says, my client, Rob Van Dam, is the number one wrestler in the world. He is Mr. Wednesday Night. He is Mr. Pay-Per-View. And at Starrcade, he is going to show Rey Mysterio Jr. once again why he is the best athlete in professional wrestling today. And RVD steps in and says, Rayman, you could have walked away. I beat you before, and you just because you got lucky in a tag match, you think you have a shot at me. Starrcade, sorry, man. This is all on you. So there we go. Setting up 6 minutes later tonight. This gets us 92. Good stuff. And then, the Hardys and AEW fight out of the backstage area up to the ramp, as it looks like we're going to have a match. But then, Tay Long comes out with very serious, and he comes out and says, hold on a minute, players. Hold on. Now, I can see there's a whole lot of tension here, and I can dig that. That's what I want in this business. But this ain't the way to sell it. Everybody, separate right the hell now. Now, I understand why you're both upset. Both of you think you're the best tag team in this business, and you think you should have the tag titles right now, and you think the other one basically ruined your shot at it. Well, playa, there's no better place to prove who's the best than at Starrcade, the granddaddy of them all. Holla holla. And, Chris steps and says, Teddy, with all due respect, we've been multiple-time, 4-time tag team champions in this company, and Hardys think they can just walk in and prove themselves. And nothing personal against the Hardys. They're great. But we've ruled this tag division, and we made it, and we made a statement before, and we can do it again. And, Master says, Chris, the Hardy Boys revolutionized tag team wrestling. We're part of the reason why guys like you can be in tag team main events. We've redefined what it meant to be a tag team more than just a bunch of jacked up guys with muscles and face paint. And Storm says, that's fine. You want to prove it? Prove it right the hell now. Get in that ring, we'll fight you right now. And, Jeff Harris, we have no problem proving it. We'll be doing it at your guys' expense. Nothing personal. And she's like, fine. We're not going to prove this via debate. So, but we don't want to battle all over the ring again. So I want to set this the one way where nobody can escape, nobody can get out, and there'll be one winner. At Starrcade, it's going to be the Hardys versus America's Most Wanted player in a steel cage match. Big pop, and there you go. So let's get 77 because we're rating these guys and Teddy, but yeah, there you go. AEW, the Hardys. Oops, let's try that again. And I'm sure there's a steel cage match, so I'm just not seeing it. Oops. Modify booking. I screwed up. That was supposed to be on Starrcade. There we go. Okay. Moving forward, we get a quick little promo from Booker and Jarmel, basically, putting over Booker and Shelton, rather, putting over, Starrcade, and, and basically, Booker finishes up, says, we go after team, whether from Nitro or Evolution, and we're stepping across the ring from Ninkeo. Says, Keebler, if you want to get in our business, we have somebody who's willing to make sure you don't. And, Sharmell steps in, and Booker says, Sharmell says, he's my king, and together with his partner, we're going to become tag team champions. Can you dig that? So 72, not bad as we move forward. So yeah, here's a sort of big promo here. As, of course, after what happened last week, Gail Kim comes down to the ring alongside with Alli Danger with her ever-present kendo stick. And, Gail Kim takes the mic and says, last week was a message to everybody in the back, everybody in this audience, everybody in the home office, everybody on the booking committees. Because it seems you've forgotten who the hell I am. I'm Gail Kim, the only 3-time WCW Women's World Champion. And I just need to remind everybody why I'm still head bitch in charge of the women's division here in WCW. You see, for months, I've been doing my own thing. I've been involved in my own business, but that business is done. And while I've done that, I watch others take the spotlight that belongs to me. European Disunion, Tricia Skye, Joanie Laurer, you think you're the best. Let's get one thing straight. I'm the best in the business. I just haven't been around to remind everybody of that. So, at Starrcade, get the hell out of my way so I can win back my Women's World Championship. Cue Tricia Skye coming down to the ring. She says, Gail, you took a big game. The reality is, I beat you before, and I can do it again. If you want to be in spotlight so badly, maybe you should actually earn it. Gail fires back, earn it? I've earned everything I got. I didn't need to bark like a dog, or walk around in bikinis, or pose for magazines to get the fans to care about me. I got in the ring and fought every single damn night and proved myself in that ring. And Tricia fires back, Gail, is that really the best you can do? Yes. I've modeled for things. I've done things in other places that I wanted to do here. Because I came here because I thought you were leading a revolution about women's wrestling, when really, I guess it's all about you and not about this business. And then out comes Joanie Laurer. And he says, Gail, you're right one thing. You have been a champion. But what you forgot is I helped define what it means to be a woman in this industry in the modern era. And I'm still the next evolution of women's wrestling. And Gail fires back, yeah. Joanie, the past is the past. This is about the here and now. Right now, I'm the one making waves. And everybody starts arguing, and then cue Nikita Colt's music, and she comes out to the top of the ramp. And, she says, am I interrupting something? You all seem to forget. I'm the reigning WCW Women's World Champion. What this argument should be about is who has the honor of losing to me. Gail fires back, Nikita, you're the champ right now, but all it would take is 3 seconds for me to take that belt off of you. The spotlight, that's earned. And I've earned my spot. And Joanie says, oh, what about me, Gail? What about me, Nikita? I beat everybody, they fronted me. And Nikita, if you get me another shot, I can, get a shot at you. And then everybody starts arguing. And eventually, Tricia takes me and says, I realized something as we're arguing, that at Starrcade, there's an open spot. No, not for a match. There's a spot open for a kind of match, though. You see, the cruiserweights, they're not doing a ladder match. So, all four of us think we're the best in the business and think we should lead the division. So why don't all four of us prove it at Starrcade? Why don't we make history? How about a 4-way ladder match for the Women's World Championship at Starrcade? And, you expect it's a heel. Nikki Galt would say no, but actually she says, you think I will deny that? Just now, as a fighter and a technical master, and that a match is not my preferred way. But if you think you can get me to step back, no. You want me to climb a ladder? Fine. You want me to grab a belt to prove a point? When I win, there will be no more questions about who rules the division. Who holds an icy grip on this division. Forever and now. And Gail says, basically, when you win, don't get too confident, Nikita. You'll have to pry that title from, my cold, dead hands. And Joanie says about, being big and stronger. And she says, she's been to the mountain before. And, she says, the world's going to watch us make history, but the title's coming home with me. Joanie says about, Starrcade's going to be the night when the true evolution of women's wrestling reaches its pinnacle. Gail says something about, it'll be the night when I remind everybody why Gail Kim is the name that defines this division. And the cult says, hurry yourselves, Starrcade will be the end. So 92, and yeah, big match for the pay-per-view. Good stuff. 92. And then we have our Nitro recap, focusing, of course, on the Kanyon right ending angle, which got a 74. And then we have our big main event, which gets a 99, so not quite another 100. I mean, I'll be honest, Mark Jindrak probably pulled it down, maybe a little bit Cafe Anderson. But, this is just, everybody getting involved, and oh my god, I choose the wrong guy, the distraction. See, this is when I understand why Vince McMahon doesn't like multiple people with the same first name on his TV show. Anyway, again, this is another sort of preview of the pay-per-view, Anderson and Jindrak brawling as, sort of put over, he's going to fight, a chosen few stablemate at the pay-per-view. Palumbo going after AJ Styles, Rey getting his shot still, and then Palumbo, because of course, their prior feud, RVD and AJ having a little moment. AJ, then, Rey Mysterio going after Rod Van Dam with some flying moves. Anderson actually getting shots in on Palumbo as the crowd pops, but Lando fires back. Jindrak trying to use his powers on Rey and AJ with varying success. Eventually things break down, and actually what happens here is Holland comes down to ringside. Holland comes down to the top of the ramp. He starts, yelling at Jindrak. Jindrak gets off, basically gets off the ringside area and, starts, arguing with Paul London. And they start, pushing at each other. And that gives, as Van Dam's, yelling at Heyman, they get a hold of Jindrak. That allows Rey Mysterio just enough time to nail Rey Mysterio Jr., 619, West Coast Pop, Hurricanrana, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, 99 overall. Anderson gets an 88, Rey gets a 97, Styles gets a 94, Jindrak gets 79, Palumbo gets an 89, RVD gets a 94, and overall the show itself gets a 94. Great stuff. Honestly, knowing how crowd burnout goes, probably better than Starrcade. I mean, I'm joking, but am I joking? Loading for a guy who's... Oh, he's a ref. Okay, I was like, why is he all zeros and everything? But yeah, okay, that makes more sense. All right. Oh, boy. Okay, we got some... yes, Celine Cartier is pretty good in the ring. Nikita Colt. Yes, Buick is pretty good in the ring. Billy Kidman. You're weak. So, as a little review, go to the storyline. So, Draft Time, which I guess also has Billy Kidman in it, which I should have added them during the last thing, but hey, I'll fix that. Starts out with an 80. Tag Terminals at a 62. Top to Heats at 8. Well, okay. So I think I'll just probably just restart this whole storyline because I forgot to add people and it's just a mess now. I don't care. Whose Glories at a 90. Against the Darkness at a 73. Cruiser Stuff's at a 62. The Man Under Pressure is at a 92. Family Vows at an 85. Just Champ Things is at a 93. Never Friends Now Enemies, Right and Canyons at an 88. Ultimate Opportunities at a 56. And Advocates at a 97. Captivating the Champions is at a 69. Nice. European Skies at an 88. Not Quite a Triumvirate at a 91. Revolution Rising at 100. Starcrossed. Okay, yeah, that's the one I need to feud. Taking Their Properties Back in 83. Walking the Path at a 56. And Who's the Head Bitch in Charge is at an 81. So yeah, Starrcade card, at least official. Like, obviously there's a Tag Turmoil and Highwire Havoc matches that I'll add in once as people qualify. But as we look at our pre-booking, we have, another match. Right, okay, so we have Alex Wright versus Kanyon, AEW versus the Hardy Boys, and a cage match for Rey versus Kidman for the #1 draft pick, Palumbo versus Styles for the WCW World Championship, the 4-way ladder match for the WCW Women's Championship, Jack Evans versus Eddie Guerrero, Ken Anderson versus Jeff Jarrett, Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Rob Van Dam, and the Truth versus Sean O'Haire versus Monty Brown, and a triple threat #1 contenders match, regardless of what person the brand is on after the show. So yeah, I mean, and then we got, Tag Turmoil, which is going to be another couple matches. Then we have, of course, have the Highwire Havoc. And, of course, this isn't all for the show. But as we look around the wrestling world, we had SmackDown. Angel Foxx defeated Selena Majors, so good for her. The crowd defeated Al Snow, Hawk, and Animal. Of course, this is Cody Hawk, not, Hawk. We had Steven Richards defeat Basher in a cage match. Sure. We had Rikishi defeating Chains in a cage match. Devin White defeated Spike Dudley. And then we had Shawn Michaels defeat Kane, Billy Gunn, and Scott Steiner in a fatal 4-way. Shawn Michaels just getting that, random 100. Then Benoit and Lesnar defeated Regal and Undertaker in a 97. Sure. So, yeah, if we look around the wrestling world, first us, as far as our, let's see here. Brett Majors defeat Riley Dorate, who's a regen. By DQ, Stone Mountain and Austin Creed defeat Dag and Big Zinsuki. Yeah, it is what it is. And then for a weekly house show, we had Ringman defeat Riley Dorate, Austin Creed defeat Rick Majors in a tables match. Todd Bullitt defeat Rick Michaels, sure, random guy. Tony Jones defeat Kurt Stallings. Of guys who are sort of there. Onyx and Danny Briggs and Ken Mizuki defeat Stone Mountain, Matt Morgan, and Ryan Drago. Pleasure defeat John Phoenix. And yeah, some other people who I don't really care about, because they aren't really part of the show. So yeah, if we go to AWQ, our women's dev fed at their weekly show, we had Tracy Taylor defeat Carla Chambers. Michelle McCool defeated Amazing Kong. Ariel and Missy Kerr defeated Annette Blanchard and Madison Eagles in a 63. And Madison Claire defeat Portia Perez in a ladder match. Fun stuff. Then if we go to the HWA, they had their weekly show, which, let's see here, Ray Steele defeated Corey Castle, Joel Grunge, and Excalibur. So a bunch of guys nobody knows, and an announcer for AEW now. Ray Estrada defeated Ricky Shane Page. Matt Striker defeated Darren Corbin. Cloudy defeated Nick Mitchell and Salvatore Tomaselli. That's sure a match. Let's see, HWA True Heart. Let's see here. Kyle Baha and Kaya Vito defeat Billy Baxter and Mustafa Ali. Which one of these does not belong? Let's see here. Ray Estrada defeat Danny Basham and Sean Davari. And yeah, that's about it. Then they had, right, yeah, that was a great show. Okay. Then I go down to OVW. OVW had a weekly loop. Let's see here. Beth Phoenix defeated a regen. Peyton Morrison defeated Wolfie D and Damien. Morrison's getting there. Lizzie Borden and Lucy Fur defeat Jack and Girl and AJ Sparks. Again, sure. Just looking if there's anything else of note. Not really. Yeah, again, not much really going on there. So, and then if we look around the wrestling world for the past week, let's see here. Oh, I forget what I showed you guys. All right, so Chick Fight had their 14th show, still only 100 people. Had some random matches. Shida defeated La Rosa Negra. Trinity, Laura Lee, and Fabi Apache defeated CJ Lane, Susan Morton, Sarah Del Rey. Subversion of Lexi Fife and Heather Savage defeated Simply Luscious and Lady Apache. And a main event of Esther Marino defeated Mickey Nichols, retained Super Gal Championship title. Let's see here. Oh, CML actually had a big show. So, 11,000 people, and it was actually a killer show. So, let's see here. Well, okay, first, just for random, we had Low-Key, Magica, and Zumbido defeat Mr. Nebula, Nova, and Aerostar in 81, where Low-Key is getting a 76. So, yeah, Low-Key is basically a star in Mexico now, which I forgot. Liz Mark Jr., Phantasma, and Dr. X defeated Blue Panther, Atlantis, and Radio Jalisco Jr. in sort of our Legends match on the undercard. Shocker and Las Vipers defeated Negro Casas, Aegis Filter, and Rebelde in a 90. So, yeah, these guys, I mean, this would actually be pretty good. Afternoon Express defeated Team Maestro in a 90-79 to retain the tag titles. We had Astro Ray Jr. defeat Heavy Metal to retain the World Welterweight Championship. That's, oops. Oh, yeah, okay, so, yeah, that's in their game from Fisto, I guess. Okay. Then we had Tim Ellis Jr. defeat McGill Jr. But then we had the really big matches as Mystico defeated Latin Lover by DQ. We had Dr. Wagner Jr. defeat Black Warrior to retain the championship in a friggin' 97. Hell yeah. I mean, yeah, they're actually doing pretty great. Let's see here. Idaway had Christmas from Puerto Rico. What weird things are on the show that you guys would enjoy seeing? The Harris Brothers defeated Major Stash and Hot Sauce Hernandez for the tag titles. So yes, Don Ron Harris defeated Hernandez and Van Hammer for the tag titles. D'Lo Brown defeated Tony Kozina for the IWA Intercontinental Championship. Good to see that my random pushing of Tony Kozina for a couple months got him a gig in Puerto Rico. Ernest Miller defeated the Demon by DQ. And El Nini defeated Perry Satin for the IWA Puerto Rico TV title. Let's see here. CW had Cage of Death. No actual Cage of Death. Well, I'm sure some of these were Cages of Death. Again, it's always funny that Onita, who deathmatch promoters try to get in real life on the shows forever, just as randomly doing pre-show matches because he's not over. Let's see. We had Hanson defeated Tony DeVito. Nick Gage defeated Chris Devine. John Zandy defeated Necro Butcher. I mean, that was probably the actual Cage of Death match. Ruckus defeated Prophet in a cage match. Not our Prophet. Then we had Rick Blade and Justice Payne defeat Balls Mahoney and Axel Rotten. And Dixie beat Johnny Cashmere in a strap match for the CZW Iron Man title. And the main event with Amazing Red defeated Bruce Mastino. It's actually not a bad show there. ECWA had Gouge Away. Let's see here. Anything really of note here? Buff Bagwell versus Mosh. Let's see here. NBW had a show. Doug Basham was in the main event. GSQ had a show. Peter Williams, Renee Dupree were all part of it. All Japan had a show. So this was supposed to be a tag title tournament, but it was mismarked as a singles match, but I keep on freeing every year. So yeah, it ended with Swama defeated Kawada for the strongest tag team title in a singles match. You know, it is what it is. Dragon Gate had a big show, Gate of Legend. So let's see what they did. Miyu Fujito, Saramura, and Mr. X defeated Taguchi and the Brown Brothers. So, okay. Taguchi's unfortunately not doing much. Aguila defeated Mike Lee Jr. in a 74. Joe Akiyama defeated Kurkaj, not that Akiyama. The XK Monster Club, Asiyu Machichi, and Gichiro Arai defeated Fantastic and Sugi, bringing the Open Twin Gate Championship titles in a 72. Tiger Mask 4 defeated Takeshi Omura and Tiger Emperor, so a battle of the Tigers. And, well, that guy, Takagi Unlimited of Hiroki and Sato, defeated Rei Sato and Sima. Johnny Kashmir defeated Shingo Takagi, sure. And Yoshio Kanda defeated Darkness Dragon, retaining the British Commonwealth Junior Heavyweight title. Interesting. Good show, actually. And then, okay, so I'll come back for Impact in a second here. Yeah, there was really nothing much of note. So yeah, Impact had Emergence. 6,000 people, so they're still drawn decently despite having kind of terrible shows. So the main opening match in a 30 was Nowinski's in Nigel's Munsters, which is, of course, Ian Harrison and Hydra defeating Albright, Sparrow, and the Regen here. And yeah, Albright's the best guy in the ring. Percy Pringle promo, Hogan promo, Terry Reynolds promo. Then we have Apollo defeat Navarro Jr. and Chisakazu Jr. and probably our Puerto Rico match. With David Flair defeat Amazing Red in a First Blood match. Sure, 41. Then we have the Invaders of Marcus Miltech and Shiver. Okay. Defeated El Condor and Samson and The Miz and Sick Boy in a ladder match. But not for the tag titles. Sure. And then our main event, which got a 45, Lex Luger defeated Hulk Hogan and Buff Bagwell to retain the Impact World Championship. Sure. Okay. So there we are. So next week, of course, well, not next week. Well, actually, yeah. Next week will be the go-home shows for Nitro. And then Revolution next Friday will be a Starrcade preview special. And then Monday after that will be Starrcade 2005. Then I'll probably take that Friday off. And then the week after that will be the year-end preview. And then, 2006. And we all start again. But that's it for now. If you enjoyed this, go to the like, comment below, and subscribe to our channel. That's it for now. So talk to you later, and adios. Have a good one.